Welcome to the class of 2020 commencement ceremony. On behalf of Mr. Brezcek, the school board, the staff, and teachers of Wellsville High School, I would like to congratulate you on successfully completing the most bizarre ending to a school year in history. Today isn't how any of us wanted to see your high school careers end, but we intend to make it as special of a day as possible. We'll begin our ceremony with some words from Board President, Mr. Gary Altizer.
Parents, community members, friends, and guests, welcome to the graduation ceremonies of the Wellsville High School class of 2020. The Wellsville High School class of 2020 is a special one, not because they saw the world battle a foe it's never seen, not because they had to give up experiences they've been waiting for, and not because a social media post said so. No, the Wellsville High School class of 2020 will be remembered because of who they are as people and what they've accomplished in their years as a Wellsville Tiger. The class of 2020 is filled with respectful, kind, and promising young people who have the potential to change the world around them in positive ways. We have students who volunteered their time to help feed the needy. We have students who dedicated their free time to spend with and mentor the next generation of Tigers. We have students who tutored their peers, completed dozens of hours of college credit, and scored in the 98th percentile of national aptitude tests. We have students who won gold medals, made highlight reel catches and shots, and had their hands raised in victory over 100 times. We have students who not only make us proud of who they are, but make us hopeful for our future because they will be a part of it. They'll be the next generation of teachers, firefighters, community leaders, and parents. And because we know what special kids they are now, we can rest in knowing that they will do the right thing later because it's just who they've always been. Class of 2020, welcome to your graduation. It's the moment you stared out the window during class, wish would get here already. The moment you can finally spread your wings and be who you want to be. The moment's here, but don't let a few months of turmoil dampen anything you've experienced in the 4 years you spent walking the halls at Wellsville High School. Instead, let that turmoil be your motivation. Let it be what drives you to be a winner. Let it teach you a valuable lesson about the real world and how things often do not go as planned. Turn it into something positive that you'll take with you the rest of your life. Let it only help mold you to continue to be a great human being that you already are. Someday in the future, when you least expect it, a child may tell you they're studying the year 2020 in school. They may have questions, and they may ask what it was like then. They may want to know how the world responded to such a trying time, and they may wonder, how did you handle it yourself? When they do, let your answer be an optimistic one, where you explain how you took it in stride, made the best of things, and how you're better today for it. Let that child hear those words and keep them inside of themselves to refer to when things get hard in life, as they inevitably do for everyone. Let your answer be one that interests, surprises, and motivates them. Let your answer be one that no history book, YouTube video, or news article will tell them. Let your answer be one that fills them with admiration because you handled it better than anyone would have expected, even a curious little kid. Wellsville High School class of 2020, you're going down in history as a special one. Make your lives from here forth be the same. Thank you all and welcome.
And now we'll hear some words from our superintendent, Mr. Richard Brezcek.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. Wow, what a long, strange year it's been. This is my 46th year in education, and to be honest with you, this is like no other. You've had to make sacrifice that no other classes have ever had to make. I thank you and your families for working with us during these trying times. I'd also like to thank our staff, Board of Education, and community for trying to make this abnormal graduation as normal as possible. A special thank you goes out to the community members who purchased and contributed to the banners that you're seeing hung all over town. A special thank you to the village for their bucket truck and Joe Traina, Tim Householder, for putting those banners up. This class is very special to me, as I had the privilege of being not only your superintendent, but I was your principal at Daw. I have many memories from those days as your principal, but one sticks out in my mind, and it relates to these troubled times we're in right now because of social unrest and COVID-19. To be honest, I'm very concerned about what your future will be, and at times you may be afraid, but that's okay. That brings me to my special moment with this class. I think it was your last year at Daw, and because of your extraordinary work on your state test, we had a reward trip to Kennywood. I was assigned a group of 10 students, and what we did was we pretty much agreed as to who would ride what, and if you didn't want to ride a particular ride, you got to sit it out and wait for us. Man, it went smoothly. It was fun. I rode just about everything, not bad for an old man at that time. Then it happened. A majority of students wanted to ride the Black Widow Spider ride. I'd been dreading that all day. I've been trying to avoid it. And you know what? I had just actually finished a big batch of potato patch fries with cheese. So I said to the group of kids, hey, I'm going to sit this out. Well, you know how that went over. I was shamed into going on the ride. So as we got closer and closer to it being our turn, I became a little bit terrified. The ride made movements that couldn't be possible. As we made it to the ride and I got strapped in, I believe I must have had a really terrified look on my face. That had to be obvious. And then the ride started going up and down and round and making movements that were very unsettling to me. I was not comfortable at all. And then a student sitting to my left, her name was Heather Meadow, took a look at me and said, "Don't worry, Mr. B, it'll be all right." And those calming words got me through that ride. Oh, it was all right, but it was nice to know that there was someone there to comfort me when I should have been comforting them. I guess what this has to do with this year and this graduation is there are going to be things coming up that you're facing right now and will face in the future that you may fear just a little bit. But don't worry, there's always going to be someone next to you to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, don't worry, it'll be all right. We're here for you. We've been here through your whole career, and we always will be. When you leave here today, don't forget why you're here. Your parents, your guardians, your grandparents, your friends, they're the ones who supported you. They're why you're here. Give them all a big hug. Whoops, maybe I better rephrase that during COVID-19. Well, you can give your family a hug. Tell them how much you love them. Don't ever miss that opportunity. And parents, your kids at times will upset you. They will disappoint you. But don't forget how important it is to tell them you love them. We're here for you each and every day. God bless you. And thank you, class of 2020.
Class of 2020. Between the class of 2020 being a great group of students and the COVID-19 quarantine, I guarantee you I will never forget my first year as principal of Wellsville High School. In my short time with you, I can see that you're headed for success. I would like to congratulate those students headed for the workforce, wish good luck to those headed to college, and say thank you to those headed for our armed services. I hope that you cherish the memories from opening the new turf, the morning announcements, the new pep rallies, and Mr. Elliott yelling his favorite day of the week, Hump Day. In all seriousness, I couldn't have picked a better class than the 2020s to train me as a Tiger. I appreciate your togetherness, your hard work in and out of the classroom, but most of all, I respect the culture that you established as leaders of the building. I feel terrible you did not get the full senior experience, but as one of my favorite quotes says, it is what it is. It's a great lesson to remind us we are not always in control, no matter how much we feel we need to be. You have to adapt and adjust, just as you did to online learning. However, one piece of advice, I would stay away from the noon to 3 a.m. routine. Eventually, you will have to report to work early or have class in the morning again. Now the time of the speech where I read a book passage before reading a music quote. From one of my favorite books, Lead for God's Sakes, some words of wisdom. Choose to embrace struggles, take responsibility, exceed responsibilities, embrace the journey, prioritize purpose over passion. Stay focused and work hard to leave things better than you found it. It's great advice to live by. In closing, here are the lyrics from a Green Day song that I will leave you with. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist and directs you where to go. So make the best of the test. Don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end, it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. You are now, in the words of Mr. Kramer, Los Tigres for life. Thank you, class of 2020. Congratulations. We are proud of you. At this time, we will recognize our valedictorians. Mr. Braden Michael Francis Cartwright, valedictorian, summa cum laude, NHS.
A bump in the road. March 13th was an exciting day, but also a sobering day for the seniors at Wellsville High School. My first thought was clouded by the excitement of no school, but then the realization came. Wait a minute, there goes my senior year. For the last couple months, our senior year was one big bump in the road. It may have slowed us down, but it did not stop us. Yes, we missed out on a lot. We missed seeing our classmates every day. We also missed seeing our teachers at the end of our high school career. Knowing we're all in the same boat as all the seniors across the country does make it more bearable, but doesn't necessarily make it better. Our teachers and administrators at Wellsville High School are the people who made it better. The support of our families, our friends, at this devastating time in our lives is what made it better. They made this time more bearable. Even though we missed our classes and learning in traditional ways, our teachers did their best to make these easier on us. They made things possible that we did not know could be. This has been a difficult time for everyone, but it has given us time to think about what is really important in our lives. It has made us appreciate what we have. We always have each other through our memories, and thanks to technology such as Zoom, Google Classroom, and more, those memories will have a special place in our heart. We have easy access to those memories at any time we want at the touch of our fingertips. We are lucky and blessed to have the technology and means to communicate with each other and our teachers, something that was not possible years ago. I want to thank my fellow classmates for the memorable 4 years. Even though we missed seeing each other every day, we knew we were always there for each other. I want to thank the faculty and staff for their hard work in bettering our lives and setting us on a new path leading us to our futures. I also want to thank them for making all of this possible. Thank you to the community for their efforts, support, and care for our students and all things they did to make our graduation special. Thank you to my family for everything they have done for me leading to this day. At the end of the day, every obstacle thrown at us, we are still and always will be here for each other. As we say our goodbyes and start a new chapter in our lives, I really cannot thank everyone enough for the memories and the time we shared together. I wish you nothing but prosperity, happiness, and passion on your road to success. Thank you.
Braden Michael Francis Cartwright. We will now hear from our valedictorian, Maggie Elizabeth Willison, valedictorian, summa cum laude, NHS.
Hello. To my fellow graduates, thank you for making me feel welcome the second I stepped through these doors, my freshman year. I will never forget all of the memories I have with each and every one of you guys. On behalf of the senior class, I'd like to thank our faculty that made it possible for all of us to receive our diplomas today. And I would personally like to thank my wonderful family that never left my side and is the reason I am up on this podium today. While we are all living through a time of great unrest, we as a nation must unite. We have to unite in order to fight this. I believe that it will be our generation, our class of 2020, all across this country, who enact that change. We can do it, and we have to do it. We can be the change that we want to see in this world. With enough hard work and dedication, nothing is outside the realm of possibility. And finally, congratulations to my class of 2020. We finally made it.
Maggie Elizabeth Willison, valedictorian, summa cum laude, NHS.
Ilea Rayan Barnes, National Honor Society. Madison Diane Betts, National Honor Society. Levi Chance Boley, magna cum laude, National Honor Society. Morgan Taylor Borum. Jessica Marie Bost, cum laude, National Honor Society. Simone Zaire Bradley. Courtney Cheyenne Campbell. Cameron Starr Carlovale, cum laude, National Honor Society. Philip Aaron Michael Carpenter. Daniel Tyler Sevelin, magna cum laude, National Honor Society. Abigail Jenna Klein, National Honor Society. Marie Delray Klein. Draven Eric Crow. Briar Scott Cunningham. Casey Renee Dalrymple. Zoe Summer Daniel. Kaylin Marie Daniels. Braylee Nicole DeLauder. Isaiah O'Neill Dorsey. Blake Thomas Duke. Sheridan Michael Franklin. Kaylee Dawn Geary. Skylar Leanne Hamilton, National Honor Society. Charles Lester Hefner III. Austin Ryan Hughes. Shannon Rayanne Joy, National Honor Society. Joseph Rudy Lascola. Jacob Scott Mattern. Caitlin Gail Mercer. Heather Marie Midoff. Zion Malik Mike Clark. Gage Robert Moore. Alyssa Rose Morris. Trent Allen Morris. Jaden McKee Porter. India Marie Pooley. Connor William Ramsey, cum laude, National Honor Society. Alexis Ann Rasanovic. Summer Destiny Ritchie. Justin Lee Sarge. Kalindra Ruth Schaefer, National Honor Society. Kensley McKay Short. Darian Michael Suggs. Justin Ray Talbert. Chad Leroy Tice Jr. Jason Tyler Tice. Kirsten Rihanna Vandelberg, National Honor Society. Jonathan Brooks Walker. Hunter Reed Weekly, cum laude, National Honor Society. Andrea Marie Wilson. Gary Edward Wilson, Jr., magna cum laude, National Honor Society. Justin Paul Wright, cum laude, National Honor Society.
Before we close the ceremony, I'd like to take a moment and have a moment of silence for Ethan Ferguson, who would have been a member of the class of 2020. Thank you. In closing, I would like to thank Mr. Brezcek, the school board members, the class of 2020's parents, guardians, and grandparents. You've done a remarkable job preparing these students for life. I would also like to thank the teachers of Wellsville High School, Mr. Trainer and Mr. Householder, who put the banners up for our seniors and made sure the facilities were in top-notch shape. Mrs. Swalger, Miss Allison, and Mrs. Trina for working very hard to ensure the class of 2020 was recognized at every opportunity. Thank you to Mrs. Prentice, Mrs. Haddix, Mr. Riccadulli, Mr. Betts, Mr. Kazee, Mrs. Koopman, Mr. Elliott, and the Wellsville Police Department for making sure the ceremony went smoothly. Congratulations to the class of 2020. I'll leave you with this quote: "Fearlessness means taking the first step, even if you do not know where it will take you. It means being driven by a higher purpose rather than applause. It means knowing that you revel in your character when you stand apart more than when you stand with the crowd. Be fearless, be the last person to accept things as they are, and the first person to stand up and change them for the better." That's from Tim Cook. Thank you. Congratulations, class of 2020. You made us proud. Go Tigers.